Alright, so this next video will be on division. So division is very similar to multiplication. The only thing is that it's the exact opposite. So in division, we, just like in multiplication, we have different parts. So in multiplication, we have factors. Our factors are the two things that we're multiplying. So let's say that I have 5 times 2 equals 10. So that would be the multiplication problem. We have 5 and 2 are our factors, and 10 is our product. 10 is also our total, and 5 and 2 are our parts. So let's see if I can change this into a division problem. So when I want to change things into division problems, I always start with the total first. So the total, we said, is our product in a multiplication problem. The total in a division problem is called the dividend. So I'm going to take the 10, and that's my first part of my division. So this is the total. Okay, so that's my total, or the dividend. Now I take one of the two factors, 5 or 2, from the multiplication problem, and make it my next part, which would be the 10 is the dividend, the total. The next part would be the divisor, which means the number of groups. So let's say I want to use the 2. So I have 2 groups. So if I have 10 as my total and 2 groups, I have to figure out how many I'm going to have inside the group. So let's figure this out. So I take 2 groups, 1, 2, and we know by looking at the screen it's going to be 5. But teaching the children how to do this, you would have 2 groups, and you would put 1 tally mark or 1 dot in each group until you reached your total, which is the number that's circled, which is your 10. So I like to have them count it out with me. So I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so then they go and they count the number in one of those groups. And if you look, there are 5 in each of those groups. So your quotient, or your other part, would be 5. Now let's erase this and see if we can do it without the multiplication. Okay, so my total now is going to be, let's go with orange, Tennessee orange. My total now, let's say that it's going to be 28. Okay, and the number of groups that I have is going to be 7. Okay, so I want to figure out what my quotient would be by drawing a picture or an array. Okay, so I can take my group, and I'm going to remember 28 is your total. That's what you're trying to aim for. And 7 is the number of groups you're going to have. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 groups. And I'm going to put 1 in each group until I get to my magic number, 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. If you look, each of those groups now has an equal number inside the group. So this is where you would count and make sure that all of them have the same amount, and that amount is 4, which means that 4 is my quotient. So I could take this, and I could also draw an array with this. Remember, we can use dots, lines, squares, circles to make an array. And so I would take, I know that I have to have 7, and I can draw it either 7 rows or 7 columns. All right, so when I have to have 7, let's do 7, erase that really quick because that's not very neat. And let's try that again. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm going to put 1 in each of those columns until I get to to 28. Now I've already got 7 up there. So now I just have to go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. And if you look, each one of these rows, or columns I should say, now have 4 in them. So there's one with 4. And so my quotient is still 4.